Y'all, before you listen to this episode, let me explain myself a little bit. I misunderstood one main tenet of the episode that I decided to focus on. So, Kendall and Nicole from Love Island. When I recorded this episode, I had just watched the finale, and in the finale, I misheard and thought Nicole said Kendall sent that video, that horrible fucking revenge porn ass video. Whoever posted that video, Kendall, actually jailed underneath the jail, permanent, disgusting, despicable human being. I feel horrible for Kendall that happened to him. But I was under the impression that he sent that video to someone 2 days after leaving the villa, 2 days after telling Nicole that he loved her, 2 days after asking Nicole to be his girlfriend. Turns out I misheard that. I guess the three of us misheard that. All three of us on this podcast episode misheard that or misunderstood it. Turns out it was 2 days before he came to the villa that he sent that content to that despicable, disgusting human being that used it to try to embarrass him online. That changes my understanding of the situation a lot. I still feel like you shouldn't gang up on Nicole for her feelings about it, but I do feel like she shouldn't make it about her. And Kendall's going through something really hard, really difficult, and she shouldn't have made it about her. I thought she was making it about her because she was being cheated on. She was not being cheated on. So that's it. Want to clear that up before you listen. Otherwise, please enjoy the episode. Welcome to Black People Love Paramore, a podcast about the common and uncommon interests of Black people in order to help the community feel more seen. Today, we have a special episode. We're talking about Love Island. Love Island USA Season 6, to be specific, with Sisters Who Watch podcast.
Yes.
Thank y'all for coming.
Thank you for
Of
having
course.
us.
We're currently at a conference. If you're watching this, well, first, this is going to go to subscribers. So if you are a paid subscriber, you're getting this first. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. If you are watching this later on Spotify or YouTube, also appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Please take a second to rate us and write us a review. 5 stars on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. 5 stars only because we're 5-star bitches for T.O. Gotti.
That's right.
We literally just finished watching the reunion. We just finished watching the reunion. We're processing and we're irritated. So we felt like this would be the perfect time to come and talk to you all about what we just experienced. Where do we want to start, y'all? Should we go character by character, or like should we go? Do you want to go moment? Okay.
Yeah.
Should we do like an overview of the entire, like your thoughts from the character as they progressed from the season in general?
Yes. And how maybe they switched up at the reunion.
Okay. It was like a hard shift. Okay.
Yeah. Big shift.
Okay. Let's start with Kaylor.
Yes.
Let's start with Kaylor.
Yes.
What was y'all's initial thoughts on Kaylor during the season? Like, how did you generally feel about Kaylor?
Didn't love her. Not gonna lie.
Okay. She wasn't like your fave.
No, she wasn't my fave. She cried a lot.
She did, in fact, do that.
Like,
yes.
Way too much.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like that personality, just crying. And she was with Aaron, who...
Aaron!
And it just felt like he was bringing her down, you know?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
And I just couldn't get behind her. I couldn't root for her. She kept like going back to him, didn't see the red flags.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wasn't a fan. But the reunion, I felt like she came alive.
Mm-hmm. She did.
She stood up for herself.
Yeah.
She said she's over Aaron. She doesn't want to speak to him again. I was proud.
She didn't cry.
She
didn't.
Not
a single tear.
Wait,
not
she didn't cry.
No
tears.
Snaps for Kaylor.
What did Ariana Grande say? No tears left to cry.
No tears left for Kaylor.
She had nothing.
Literally
None.
could not cry anymore.
Yeah. Felt.
Yeah, I agree. Kaylor on the season was so hard to root for. It felt like Aaron played her the entire time, and she kept on forgiving him immediately. Immediately. So I really liked how in the reunion she stood up to him and was like, I watched the season, I got the clarity I needed, and I'm done with you. So I'm happy for Kaylor too. She got a redemption. Yes.
Yeah. I had like no strong thoughts or feelings about Kaylor during the season. I was like, I don't know, she's there.
In the background.
Yeah, like she's there.
Not a main character.
Generally like her. That's all I had. I felt bad for her.
Yeah.
I was like, oh damn, she can't catch a break. The crying eye bags. Kayla is just like me, and that if I cry, it's going to just leave the most puffy, big. I can't hide it from anybody. Everybody's like, oh my god, did you get smacked by a train? Like, why do you look like that? And that's exactly what Kayla looks like when she cries too. I get it.
So bad.
That meme of her face and it's just red and the
like
bags.
so
It's just the
puffy.
bags. I
Oh
know.
my
I said, oh, I get it, girl.
I felt bad.
So
like
funny.
that too.
These weren't great.
No. So I guess naturally we talk about Aaron. Let's go couple by couple. Yeah. So like let's do Aaron.
Okay. Kayla. I liked how we said her name.
Kayla.
That was my favorite thing about Aaron. Kayla.
Mm-hmm. I thought he was saying Kayla for a second. I was like, why is he calling her Kayla?
Yeah, he couldn't pronounce
like
her
Kayla.
name.
Kayla. Got it.
I feel like he's like a serial reality TV star.
Yes.
Was he on another reality show?
He was on the Traders UK.
Yes.
Wait, to go on the Traders UK, don't you have to be somebody in the first place? Wasn't it full of like ex-reality shows? So what was he on?
I think the Traders UK doesn't have real celebrities. It has everyday people.
Yeah.
Unlike the US version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the US version has celebrities. And Aaron won the Traders UK.
What?
Yes.
They kept that so under wraps.
Because none of these people know. I feel like.
But the producers had to know.
did,
That just like was not part of his package when they
Yes.
introduced him to us.
Yes.
Of course, because why would they promote?
Mhm.
Well, Traders is also on Peacock, isn't
So
it?
they could have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could have promoted it.
That's weird. Okay.
It is weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we know that Aaron's a little sneaky. He could be a game player,
Yes.
right? Because on the trailer it's all about lying and
Yes.
sneaking around.
Mhm.
So after seeing that, hearing that he was on the Traders, I was like, oh, I feel like that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like, did he actually like Kaylor? It just seemed like he was there
He was
to
saying
be on
what she
TV,
needed to
saying all the
hear.
right things.
Yeah.
And I feel like his true character came out during Casa and the whole Daniela thing.
Mm-hmm.
On the reunion, when he said, I put my hands down Daniela's pants, oh my
Why
gosh.
would that be the first time that he chose to disclose that piece of information to Kaylor?
Crazy.
It has been weeks since we've been out that bitch. We have had fight after fight about what took place in the villa, in Casa. You wait until right now when we get on television live and say some shit like, yeah, I put my hands down her pants. I'm going to put my hands around your throat. Now, if I react, I'm the problem. That's crazy.
So embarrassing. Like, I feel like he just kept embarrassing her.
That's all
chance
he's
he
ever
could
done.
get.
That's all he's ever done.
So bad.
It's just like embarrassed.
And I feel like that set her off. She was like, okay, I'm done.
Yep.
Right. And I think the main difference between Aaron and Cordell, who both, really messed up during Casa.
Yes.
Cordell, he owned up to what he did, right? He was like, okay, I messed up, I'm so sorry. But Aaron kept on being like, I know why she's mad. Why is Kaylor so upset? Did not show any remorse. I was like, this guy's a clown. No accountability.
I have unpopular opinions.
Oh.
I always have unpopular opinions.
We need to hear them.
Please.
Okay. I'm going to preface this by saying I'm aware that there are things that happen behind the scenes that we maybe weren't privy to.
Yeah.
I'm aware that perhaps Serena and Cordell had some conversation where Serena divulged her vulnerabilities and insecurities around previous relationships and things that have happened to her in previous relationships. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
That wasn't on my television. I didn't see it.
Right.
All I saw was Serena reject Cordell over and over and over and over and over. And Cordell go to Casa and act as though he had been rejected.
Yep.
Over and over and over. And I said, yeah, I don't know. That felt logical to me. I personally didn't think Cordell did anything wrong, me personally. I thought Serena was severely unjustified in her reaction to Cordell. So I started watching Love Island way after everybody else. And so, this season, should I say. So, I started when everybody was, almost to the finale. I had heard so much about Serena, and I thought she was so cute. I thought her and Cordell were so cute. Every clip I saw on social, I was like, oh, this is so cute. Here's a dark-skinned black girl.
Yes.
Here's, this black man who's loving on her. I love to see this so much. This never happens on these fucking dating shows. I love to see the black girls get what they fucking deserve. And then I go and watch, and I'm like, wait a minute. Cordell's not getting what he deserves.
Ooh.
I'm like, no. She's treating him badly to me.
Yikes.
I'm like, no, I actually think she's treating him poorly. She's treating him like he's disposable. That's the thing. She's treating him like he's disposable. And to me, The reason why that has been accepted broadly by the internet, it's just like, I think men are dehumanized. I think it's like a dehumanization of men. I hate when people say this shit, but I feel like this is a time to say it. If the roles were exactly reversed, if it was 100% the same situation, Serena Cordell, same two people, roles fully reversed, people would hate Cordell. It would be so like, oh, you son of a bitch. Like, you thought that you could have your cake and eat it too. You thought that, right, that she was just going to keep chasing and chasing and chasing, and you were going to go keep saying no and no and no, and she was just going to keep fawning after you, after you.
Yeah.
That shit was really pissing me off. I actually couldn't do it. I was like, oh, I can't. This is making me so irritated.
Yeah.
But when I go on the internet, I see the take is Serena had, you know, like, trauma from previous relationship. I don't know where we got that from. I mean, I do know where we got it from. It's like the one scene where she's like, and I told you, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know what me personally, the viewer, I don't know what I was supposed to garner from that, you know? But that was just me. That's my unpopular opinion. And Serena did eventually grow on me it took me much longer than it took everybody else.
Yeah.
I still, you know, I'm still like, I don't think I forgot. You treated him badly.
Ooh.
You explicitly badly, though, to me. That's it.
It's a great take. It is. No, it is.
It's a take.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's an opinion.
That is one way to look at it, certainly. Yeah. Yeah, that is my take.
I think Serena definitely did not treat Cordell well in the beginning. I do think she was stringing him along a bit and felt like he would always be there as she was like a slow burner. I definitely think maybe there was some things we didn't see. Yeah. Like maybe they had more of an understanding or had deeper conversations. Yeah. To kind of justify her reaction when he came back from Casa. But they weren't closed off before they went to Casa. Yep. Cordell is allowed to do what he wants. And I do think having someone like Dea come in right away, say I'm into you, you're the one, I'm not wishy-washy, I'm not playing a game and not saying I don't want you, which Serena did do. Yeah. I can see why he would be into that and kind of forget about Serena. It's just brutal that it happened when Serena finally had the clarity, like, yes, I want to be with him. Like, the timing was awful.
Timing was awful.
So bad. Yeah. So I'm a fan, but I do think she could have done a better job at, like, communicating with Cordell in the beginning and, like, making sure he felt that she actually liked him. Because she didn't really give that for a long time.
Right. And maybe she didn't, but, like, that's okay. Then it's okay when he acts like
exactly
you didn't like him.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know, it's just a hot one. Spicy.
I agree that Serena, she played with Cordell's feelings in the beginning. I do agree with that, right? Like, she was like, I like you, but I don't, and I like you again, I want to give you another chance. And then during the dancing game, Cordell was dancing by himself.
So let me tell you something. The way that triggered my abandonment wound, I said, you left him sitting there by his fucking self.
And he was going off.
Oh, baby, I was so mad. I was ready to jump through the screen. I was so mad at her. Oh my god, that was so bad. That was so bad.
My heart broke for Cordell. He was like,
so happy.
And then it was like looking through the screen, like looking for her, and like she was just nowhere. I felt like it was a dog whose owner was never coming back, and they didn't know. That's what I felt like I was watching. It was horrible.
That was so bad.
So bad.
My heart was breaking for Cordell in that moment. Oh my gosh. Ooh, I agree. I think the timing was bad. I was shocked that he went for Dea so hard like that. Was it wrong? No, because Serena was playing with his feelings. Yeah. It's Casa, right? Like, date.
I was surprised he chose to go at all.
Right. He seemed kind of like whipped a little.
Yes, he seemed like all in on Serena, and then for him to change up so fast, it was alarming.
It was jarring, for sure.
But I respect Cordell and what he did and how he came back and was like, okay, I actually realize I am all in on Serena. Yeah. So I think they had, in the end, they grew as a couple. And
a great story.
Yeah, they had a great story.
Yeah. Came up.
So I'm not like teams, you know, I think a lot of people are like so all in on them. They're like, yes, like Black Love, amazing. I like them, but I mean, they weren't my favorite couple for the season.
It's not who either of us voted for at the end.
Oh, yikes.
Well, let's talk about the couple that you did vote for then. Janae, how do you feel about what's the thoughts on Janae?
If you asked me 24 hours ago what I felt about Janae, it would be a lot different. I'll say that.
Oh my gosh,
there's that.
Ooh, like we said, we're irked, we're irritated, we're flustered, we're bothered by this reunion.
Ugh, R.I.P. PPG.
Right?
R.I.P. R.I.P.
Wow.
R.I.P.
Serena the only one with some sense right now.
Right?
I know, she came off really good.
She did, and the reunion
compared to the others.
The reunion's what we're talking about.
Yes.
And Janae pissed us off.
She did.
Right, she tried to be cute with her receipts and her papers flipping through. That was not cute.
Corny.
That was not funny.
Corny.
It flopped as a prop, I must say.
Right. Very
Didn't
much
really
flop.
care.
It did. It flopped. It was a flop.
It was giving like 2010
Absolutely.
at a Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion.
Absolutely. I like wanted to put the L loser on my forehead. Like, it's giving loser, double loser.
Yeah,
Oh
like
my
all
gosh.
season long, I really liked Janae. She was so funny.
She was my
great.
favorite.
She was
Janae
like the
was
main
my
character.
favorite.
Yes.
Our narrator, giving us the great jokes and sayings every time she said, Kenny.
Kenny.
And you know, she went through it, right? Coy, she liked initially, and
Oh my God. he
150.
sucks. God, he sucks.
Oh, that was rough.
6'8" is doing a lot of heavy lifting because there was nothing else there.
That was it. It was the
personality.
height.
It was just the height.
Just the height.
The fact that he had such a high body count and wanted his women to have like
be
less than 10 or something crazy
15
I
or something.
forgot about that shit.
was
Immediately
awful.
That
after
was
that,
nuts.
Red flag.
I was over him.
And I thought it was so bold of her to not pick him.
Yes,
right?
I like that move.
I
loved
was
it.
shocked.
I love that too.
So right off the bat, I was like, okay, Janae.
This girl.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
yes,
Yes,
like,
yes,
okay.
yes, love that for her.
Good for you.
But then, you know, she went with Connor, who I thought was a good fit initially,
Right.
right?
I saw the potential.
Promising.
I saw it for
Right?
him and her.
Yes,
Yeah.
I really
But then, of
did.
course, he wanted a white woman instead. You know, classic.
And we found out he's black. Not fully. But
No.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah.
Connor?
The internet
No.
like. Yeah. The internet found it.
No. No.
I don't think by any like large percentage, maybe like 25%, something like that. Like he has like a half black parent or like something like that. Like
I need to see the DNA test. I can't believe
Whoa,
it.
Yeah.
He gives like the whitest investment banker from Santa Monica energy ever.
from Santa Monica specifically.
Wow.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking news. At least for us.
Yeah.
The internet works hard. That's insane.
I'm telling
Wow.
you, yeah. So yeah, we thought Connor was a good fit for her at first.
And then
No.
didn't work out.
Yeah.
But then her knight in shining armor came.
Kenny.
And Kenny's so great.
Oh,
So
I
great.
love him.
Love Kenny.
He's so great.
And arguably the finest man in the villa.
Yes.
No.
Wow.
Okay.
You know what?
We were
Kenny
kind of
has
in.
grown on me
Okay.
for sure. Like looks wise, I was like at first I was like I actually don't think he's cute, and then I started to see it, and I'm like, oh, okay, no, and I see it, and now I definitely see it, but I can't forget that in the beginning I explicitly did not think that man
Who
was
do you
cute.
think was the cutest then?
Who was the finest guy?
You know what? None of these men.
Well-
you know what? If I'm gonna be honest, hot take as well.
Ooh.
It's Rob.
Wow.
It's Rob.
You're like every woman in America that loves Rob.
He says he's an onion and you just smell it.
And me, I'm like, oh,
You're like, oh my
an
God.
onion. Let me peel him. No, but I thought he was the most physically attractive. TBH.
Wow.
Rob
thought
is
he was
hot.
handsome.
I
Yeah.
acknowledge.
Yeah.
Shelby's like,
Rob didn't really do it for me, but almost everyone I know who watched the show,
Felt that way
Rob,
too?
it did it for them.
He
so.
could use some facial hair, I will say. Now, he does have a good face, and that most men don't look good with no facial hair, but he does look good with no facial hair.
Yeah.
But he could use some. You know, I'm like, get a little scruff. something.
5 o'clock shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, I
Like,
could
grow
see
up.
that.
You look like a boy.
Maybe I'd like him more if he had that.
Maybe. Yeah. Him and Aaron, like, grow up. Get some facial hair, please.
Yeah, no, Aaron does.
Oh my gosh.
Who else was it?
Kenny.
Oh, Kenny.
So Kenny.
So we were into Kenny.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I wasn't that into many of the guys. I didn't think
Me
they were that
neither.
attractive.
No, that's why
giving.
Rob is the default. Because I'm like, there easily should have been a black man that I thought was like very attractive, and there just wasn't. I was like, you know what? I really do think Cordell is very cute. A very cute boy. A very cute boy. Very 22 though. You know what I mean? Like I'm like
young.
extremely 22.
Oh my god.
Very 22, very short king.
Very short king. Yeah. But I can imagine me at 22 being like, oh yeah, I really like Cordell. Yeah. You know, like really being into it. But you know, as a whole 30-year-old, I'm like, he's cute. Like a little
yeah.
Completely agree.
I agree.
Too young for me.
Way aggressively too young and too small overall.
Yeah.
Little boy energy too heavy. But very nice. But very
I can't.
very
Not
sweet.
short king, little boy.
Yeah.
That's
Like you know, like the energy gives 22. So yeah. Who else? Okay, I'm trying to say.
Did you like Harrison, the Aussie?
I literally barely know who that man is. That's the one with the earring.
Yeah, who
the
was
Hemsworth,
the
jewelry.
jeweler.
That's not the type of man that I find attractive. I don't like blonde men in general.
Yeah.
That's like not my thing, especially a blonde facial hair. I want it taken off. I just don't like it. I don't like that. So no, I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it for him at all.
Wow.
And the hair was grassy as Shelby
greasy
said.
and grassy.
Right, the hair was greasy and grassy the whole time.
It was giving grass. It was.
It was very much grass. Did y'all think Miguel was attractive though?
I did.
I do,
think
right?
so.
Yeah, I think Miguel's handsome.
And I think his voice is great. We love a deep voice. We love a British accent.
He does have a good
you know.
deep voice. I hated every time he slipped into the American accent. I was like, my ears are bleeding.
It's like, no,
stop
please.
it, stop it.
You're British. Your British accent's great. Keep it, please.
Is that how it sounds when we do it? Like when we slip into British accents, is it like to them like?
Cringe, like,
because every time he did it, I was like,
we love doing that. Watching
I love
UK shows.
Yes.
And you're right. Maybe
it's bad. Maybe I should stop because I was literally mad at him every time I did it. I was like, "Is this what you think we sound like? Like you 100%. Sound so stupid. Like stop." But I did like Miguel as a human. He seemed like a good human.
Yeah, and he knew who he was. He was like, I'm gonna go to Casa. I'm probably gonna make some mistakes.
He knew he was a player.
Yeah.
He embraced it. Yes. What'd y'all think of Leah and Miguel as a couple?
I don't believe in that.
I was suspicious immediately.
Yeah.
It seems a little convenient.
Yeah.
They were both single at the right time. They had been in the villa weeks, and then all of a sudden they're both into each other.
How did we get here? How did
it was surprising.
Yeah.
It was weird.
It was strange. Wasn't for me.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And they somehow come in second? I could not believe.
That was weird. Them coming in second
weird.
is nuts. They just got here. Like, I'm like, this is such a new, you know, like, this couple means nothing. They have no chemistry and...
At all.
Yeah, and he just got here.
Justice for Kenny.
Yeah.
I wanted Janae and Kenny to at least be second. I had a feeling, you know, Serena and Cordell would win.
Yeah. Janae and Kenny did feel like the strongest couple to me.
Yes.
Like, the most adults. Like, oh, yeah. From the beginning, kind of, it was like... Janae did overreact a little bit, I feel.
She was like, take my earrings.
Right, like, yeah, she was overreacting a little bit. I'm like, you just met him.
Yeah, they literally had just met.
And she was about to fight the girl back.
I'm like, oh my god. I'm terrified. But overall, I believe in them. Yeah, have y'all seen their lives?
No.
Oh my god. They're so funny. So there's this one live where Janae is clearly like blacked out drunk. Like she's so fucking drunk. And she's sitting on the bed and like she's looking up at Kenny and he's holding Taco Bell. And he like tries to hand it to her and she just like won't take it and is just like looking up. And then he goes to feed it to her and she's like happy to get fed, but she won't take it in her hands herself.
Oh my god.
And then there's another live where one of the people in the live asked if Rob is a good kisser. And she like goes, and Kenny's sitting in the background. And his face goes from like smiling as she's about to answer it to just like
it's like stern
like a stern, like irritated face. And she's like, no, he wasn't, like, I'm just joking. And he like does not bring the smile back. He like looks at her, he's like,
they are crazy.
And I'm like, oh my god, see, and that's when I was like, oh, he's scary.
Yeah.
He's scary, okay.
He doesn't have that many emotions, he doesn't speak that much.
Right.
No.
People say he sounds like Kermit a bit. He's like, oh, Janae.
Oh, he does kind of sound like that. Wow.
Stop.
Okay.
A little bit.
Speaking of people who sound like people, Leah sounds like that girl from oh god, what is that show on Netflix with the hormone monsters?
Oh,
wait,
Big Mouth.
Big Mouth. She sounds like that one teenage girl from Big Mouth. I wish I could remember her name. I cannot. The one where she's like, oh my god. Like, I think she might be voiced by Nick Kroll, just like using a different voice. She might be. I don't really know. But that's exactly who Leah sounds like.
Yes. Soul Ties is crazy.
Soul Ties is crazy. And as a fellow deep voice girly, I get it. I love a deep voice moment.
Yes.
Leah just sounds weird. She sounds congested. Like she has something in her throat. Yeah.
Yes.
I can't.
Let's
You're
talk
right.
about Leah.
Oh,
Let's talk about little,
Oh wow.
the
little Lee.
self-proclaimed Queen Bee, clearly, after watching the reunion, everyone was basically like kissing her feet. It was crazy.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of hers throughout the season. She has so many fans, and part of me was like, why do people like her so much? She's funny. I acknowledge that. Like, she has great monologues.
Yes.
You know, she's very her, very authentic.
Yes,
Is.
Yes.
Yes, but that's kind of where it stops for me.
Is
like,
it likable?
yes, she's authentically
Question mark?
me.
No,
Right. I'm like,
Wait, yeah, it
do
gives
you
you
like it? Right. Leah is perhaps, I don't want to say she's the worst, because I actually did like Leah. I actually did like Leah.
She was good for the show.
I did. I
Very
thought she was
good
entertaining.
writing.
I thought she had good monologues, like you said.
Yes.
I thought she was fun. I also thought she was a fucking liar. I thought that she just kept lying, and the internet just doesn't care. Y'all be pissing me off.
Don't.
Y'all,
Yeah, I
why
don't
don't y'all care when people are bad people?
Yeah,
just because
it's
they
just
make you hee hee and ha ha, y'all don't care if they're bad people?
Blind loyalty.
Clearly.
Not a good look.
It's not good. It's not good. Okay?
Let's fix this, people.
Like, stand up. Anyways.
But she lied throughout the season, and in the reunion when they showed that ridiculously long, uncut
Oh my gosh.
conversation between the women deciding how they're gonna send Andrea home, she was like, I took a back seat. She was like actively advocating
She was.
for Andrea to go home. She was like, well, Nicole's trying to actually do the show.
Right.
And play the game. Like, she
Right.
kept on saying that. I was
So
like,
bad.
what is wrong with you?
And
like,
because she wasn't saying Andrea should go home, she
Oh
thought that
my
she was like being discreet
Ugh.
enough that we wouldn't catch on to the
Get
fact
outta
that
here.
you
Cut
wanted
on.
Andrea to go home.
Come
You think
on.
we're fucking stupid?
No.
We're not.
we're not.
We're not. And also, I didn't need to watch 20 minutes of an unedited clip to know that she's a
Oh
fucking
my
liar. She's been lying the
gosh.
whole damn time. That's what Leah did. Leah the liar is what she did.
Leah the liar.
Yeah. Shelby, what'd you think of? What were your thoughts on Miss Leah?
I initially thought she was just funny.
Mm-hmm.
But then as the season went along, I agree, it turned kind of mean girl.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to figure out, because periodically I would check on social media and I'm like, wow, she's getting so many followers. Like, who are these people? Because it's not me.
None of my friends.
None
Not
of
me
my
and
friends. No, we're not following.
Okay.
So I was trying to figure it out. And I heard someone say she's like peak Gen Z. I'm like, is she? Like, I don't know if she
Also,
gives peak Gen Z.
shit, none of these people give peak Gen Z because they all look 30. Because everybody looks 30. If they are Gen Z, as am I. We are not.
Yeah, literally. It's crazy.
Shelby broke my brain saying that Liv's 21. I will
No way.
no.
You
No.
guys, Liv is allegedly 21 years old. Like, she just started drinking. You know what? Maybe it's because she's Australian and their legal drinking age is like
Maybe
16.
they age.
I don't really know what their legal
More.
drinking age, but like maybe the sun, maybe the ozone layer is thinner in Australia. Maybe the sun is more penetrating. So, maybe the drinking has aged her something.
Has to.
20.
Maybe she
21?
smokes cigarettes. Something is, I don't know. It is very much giving a hard baked 29, like a hard baked one.
least.
And, you know,
least.
21 is out of the question. It's a fucking
It's not
lie.
possible.
We have to think maybe she's lying about her age.
Has,
you know?
Oh, also, you guys, another person that was supposed to be really young, like somewhere around that age, Andrea. Not Nicole.
No.
Nicole. I'm like, you guys,
No.
Nicole is a 35-year-old.
All the work she's gotten done.
Nicole is a 35-year-old woman. That's a grown woman.
No way.
Enough.
Oof.
The ages of everybody was kind of crazy. The only one that looked their age was Serena, to me.
I agree.
Yeah, and Cordell looked like he was 16.
And Cordell, naturally.
He looked way too
Looked
young.
like a baby boy. Yeah.
And
Right.
somehow they're like coupled up together.
Yeah.
Like, hilarious.
Of course.
Wow. We haven't talked about Nicole and Kendall, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I
at the
mean,
reunion.
kind of
They're kind of
forgettable,
forgettable, yeah.
right?
They
It
are
makes
forgettable.
sense.
They've
They're
been forgettable the
forgettable
entire
couple.
time to me.
Right?
Yeah, Kendall's cringe.
Kendall
big ick.
I loved the game, the Twitter game, when it was like, blank is such an ick.
Oh,
and I was like, this better be Kendall.
Of course it was.
This better be Kendall.
Of course it was.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me how almost everyone felt the same way. I'm like, yikes, I feel bad for him. It's like every woman watching the show thinks he's an ick.
Very much. Like, he gave us all...
yeah,
like, please. Also, what is it that I found out about?
Like his
he has 2 black parents.
They're both black?
They're both black.
Wait, the mom in the video
is allegedly a black lady. Sorry. She is a black lady. Allegedly. She's a black lady. Yeah.
She did not look black. But hey, we coming
who
off.
am I?
Hey,
good diaspora.
I tell that lady she's not black. You know what I mean? But Kendall very much gives white mom energy, and the
he
lady
does.
Like, I don't know.
He does.
I don't know. That's all that I have.
Well, when he said he was black on the show, I was like, okay, but like maybe you're like
mixed.
Yeah, I thought he was
yeah.
I definitely thought he was mixed.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Mixed with black.
Exactly.
Yeah. you are mixed with black. Yeah.
Ooh.
Aren't we all?
Right, we're all
Mixed with black.
Black mixes,
Yeah, of course. Anyway, yeah, Kendall and Nicole were like, they were forgettable until the reunion.
Yes.
Ooh.
And this is where they started pissing us off as we were watching. This is where we started to get pissed off for real.
Started it all.
Really.
Because Nicole is trying to explain to Kendall that although his cheeks are indeed spread across the internet and she does not feel like that is acceptable, she also didn't feel like it was acceptable that he had sent his cheeks to a random girl who he met on a dating app mere days after leaving the villa. And he had lied to her and told her that it was an old video that he sent to an ex, like before the villa, but that was not a lie.
Bad.
So she obviously was hurt, crying, and then the entire cast proceeds to gaslight her and tell
Every
her
single person.
that what Kendall's going through is worse than like how she feels about who the fuck are you to tell her?
Yeah, her feelings are valid.
Her feelings are valid.
Don't get why you're making her feel like she's crazy for feeling hurt by all of this. But she's not saying that Kendall can't be upset, right? By what's happened. She's saying that he shouldn't have lied to her.
Right.
And that she's justified to be upset.
She's saying that she gets to be upset.
Exactly.
Right. He gets to be upset and she gets to be upset.
But they couldn't understand that, I guess.
Right.
I guess Kendall's the only one that
gets to be upset
in this situation.
About something that he
it's probably his fault, right? I mean,
obviously we do not victim blame at all because
no.
revenge porn is disgusting, and blackmailing somebody because they were just on a TV show is absolutely fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
And also, as someone who just got off a television show and you just made a public relationship with somebody, perhaps you shouldn't be on dating apps. 1, 2, perhaps you should not be sending nude photos to said women on dating apps. You realize that you're in a vulnerable position at that point. Because you are somebody who has something to lose. And those bitches do not. Sorry, the people that you're sending it to don't have anything to lose. No. So of course they're going to exploit you because you are their come up. You can be their come up. You're going to be the person that gives them their little slice of attention, their little slice of 15 minutes of fame. Kendall sent me these photos. And you just handed it over. At Nicole's expense. That's it.
That's it. Mic drop. Truly.
That's it.
Ugh.
So yes, and that shit was horrible, disgusting, and also that was a bad decision on Kendall's part.
Yes. Why
100%.
was... Yeah. It's like the fact that they were saying that Kendall was justified to lie to her face.
Like, what?
I actually could not understand it. They're like, he was going through a hard time.
It's really hard to, like, compute.
And I was like, yes, he was going through a really hard time, but that doesn't make it okay for him to lie to Nicole, his girlfriend, and that they were... She was like, I should expect... my partner, someone who says that they love me, to be honest with me.
Yep.
And Serena was the only one to stick up for her.
Which is crazy.
The only person on the whole couch. I could not believe it.
The only person with
Everyone
some fucking
else.
sense. And then when Serena, because Nicole kept trying to stick up for herself, and then the next person on the couch would jump in and be like, no, but Nicole. And then when Serena jumps in, everybody's just mute.
Literally.
Nodding. You know why? Because PPG is the it girls right now, and everybody is kissing their feet and wanting to be on the good side, like y'all said. And sad. She's right. But stand up. Can y'all have a backbone? Like
all the women defending Kendall and letting Nicole just sit there and cry. I could not believe my eyes. They're like, we're girls.
That was
when
crazy.
Janae was like, always be a girls girl. At the end, I was like, Janae, get out of here.
You weren't a girls girl an hour ago.
Out.
Wait till you go home and watch this reunion, Janae.
Yeah,
I hope you get on live and fucking apologize because you look bad, babe.
Look great.
You look really bad.
Great. What happened to the girls girl?
And that was so disappointing because Janae was kind of like riding for everyone the whole season, like having people's back. And she just came off so bad during the reunion.
She did. No. She came off really
Broke
bad.
my heart.
Yeah, that was ugly. She came off ugly, and she's so beautiful, but she came off ugly. It was not cute.
Not a good look. It's crazy to me how they can't understand that this is not a binary issue, right? Like, two things can be true. Like, Kendall can be upset and Nicole can be upset. It was just so maddening watching it, which is why we were like so heated.
Right.
We were like
shaking,
like they're like punching the air.
Literally.
Like, this is crazy.
Do you know what someone told me recently that I think might give some context to what we're feeling?
Yeah.
It's something that is so obvious that I've literally never considered until this moment. Some people are actually dumb. Like, so legitimately, I thought I thought people were feigning stupidity for the most part. Yeah. Like, I'm like, oh, you don't want to understand. But like you're saying, it's maddening that you can't hold two concepts at once.
Right.
But maybe they legitimately cannot hold two concepts at once. And apparently, according to my boyfriend told me, Sequoia, a lot of people legitimately can't. Like, you're getting frustrated because you feel like people are purposely misunderstanding you. They're not. They don't understand. And I'm like, oh,
wow.
You bitches are dumb. Oh, okay. Wow. There it is. Okay.
You know what? That's probably it.
That might be it. So hey, you know what I mean? It's not unlikely that could be the case. Yeah. That they simply can't hold both.
Literally, like, Kendall's my friend. You know, Kendall's upset. That's what matters, and they just can't understand Nicole's perspective.
Wow, Serena that makes sense.
Yeah. So, hey, Serena's smart. Yeah, you know,
Serena has some marbles.
That's it.
Okay, I might not agree with her at first, but I couldn't call her dumb. I know that.
What did Cordell call her? A mathlete or something?
Did he?
Yes.
Oh, that's so funny.
And that's why he dressed up as a nerd during the heart rate challenge.
Was that why?
Look at these Easter eggs.
That's so funny. Right.
Holding concepts.
Holding concepts. All the concepts are held up there.
Yeah.
What else happened? Is that? Oh, and then of course there was Kayla and Aaron yelling at each other at the reunion. That was the other big thing that happened. Oh, we talked about that because he decided to tell her right then that he put his hands down Daniela's pants. What the fuck? And then Daniela started apologizing vehemently to Kayla. I'm not apologizing. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, all the apologies that weren't justified doesn't make sense to me.
No.
It's like everyone who wasn't an OG felt like they had to apologize.
Right. And did any of the OGs apologize at any point? I didn't hear any apologies come from a Leah, a Serena, nor a Janae.
Or Kayla. Crazy.
No,
it's the power dynamics.
I also just really hated how, kind of like they're gaslighting Nicole, how Andrea was being attacked.
Oh, that was bad.
And then she ended up apologizing to Leah.
Which is insane.
And like, what's crazy is, I was on their side up until this reunion. I've been seeing all of the wild Andrea interviews and all the stuff that she's been saying, and I've been like, yeah, shut the fuck up. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, you shut up.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, maybe they had a point. Because y'all acting like this at the reunion.
Yes.
Only tells me when y'all clicked up in the house, y'all also could have been mean girls as well. Made those other girls feel very excluded, very unwelcome, very uncomfortable. You probably were two-faced to them, in fact. So if somebody asks for experience with you, what's your experience with, what's that girl's name? Leah. And she says, you know what? Honestly, I feel like she was very two-faced. She's well within her right to say that. That's her experience with you. Now, Janae's going to be like, just keep her name out of your mouth.
That was so disrespectful.
I wanted to know what would happen if she did not keep Janae. That's what I need to know.
Yeah, what is Janae gonna do?
Baby, don't threaten me with a good time. Okay? Don't. If we need to get rowdy, we can. I've never been in a fight in my life. I know I sound like that. I haven't.
You're like, outside, let's go.
But just know that if it needs to happen, it can. Okay?
Right.
Yeah, that was just crazy. Like, it's giving that Janae and Leah specifically have gotten a little bit too big for their britches.
Yes.
Serena seems like
she still seems pretty grounded.
She seems more or less the same.
Yeah, I agree.
And Leah and Janae, have lost their marbles.
Yes, the egos. You could tell. It was just through the roof. And the way they were calling out everyone and being so... They were demeaning, and they were talking down to everyone. It was really... I did not like it at all.
And interrupting. It's like no one can finish their sentence without Leah or Janae saying something.
Exactly. That was the thing that was frustrating me the most. Like, it was like, couples are talking. Andrea and Rob are talking or something, you know, and Leah feels the need to insert something. Or somebody fully, you know, Aaron and Kayla are talking, and Liv feels the need to jump in and say something.
It's like, it's not about you.
And then there's Liv. Liv, who apparently is a Bad Girls Club fan. She said this on the internet. Baddies fan.
Really?
Baddies?
Yes.
Not baddies. Not even Bad Girls Club.
Not even Bad Girls Club. Baddies. She has her fave baddies.
Who is Liv? I can't. That's
right. I'm like, who the fuck are you? And every
you
time
look 29. You are a baddie
on
fan.
a good day, you look 29. Okay.
You're right. I'm like, Liv looks a lot older than me.
She does. Like truly.
Liv looks a lot older.
She looks older than me. Like, I'm like,
giving
like
30,
35.
Very much.
Yeah.
Very much.
35. Oh. Into baddies?
Oh, yeah. She thought she was coming on an episode of Baddies. She was gonna talk over
that
people.
makes sense. Now that you say that, because she had a lot to say.
She did.
She was interrupting everybody, and it did give like she could jump out of her seat at any moment.
Right, like she wants to fight. Right, she's ready to go. Right, very much. That
she
is
was
what it gave.
ready to go. Wow.
I didn't like it.
I wasn't a big fan of hers.
I stopped watching Bad Girls Club 10 years ago.
No, like everyone else.
Right,
I've
I'm
done
wrong.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want this energy on my TV.
Ooh. And I just felt like she also was someone that kind of extended her stay on the show. Like, she lasted pretty far.
She
like,
did.
She had, like, no
Being
relationship.
in no
She had
relationship.
like 9. I don't even remember who she was with.
No
Was she with
connection.
Miguel at some point? Did I make that up?
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay, she was with Miguel.
She was with, like, everyone.
She was with Hakeem.
Yes.
Hakeem, who I also did not like.
He was annoying. He was like light complexion, dark hair.
Why do you keep saying that?
We
was
get it. We don't want a black woman.
Like,
we get it. We don't need to hear
And then to
it
stay in the
anymore.
house, he tried to go with Janae for a second to stay in the house.
Come on. We all saw through it.
We all saw through it.
He was like, she was like my sister.
But now
I feel connection.
Right.
Get out of here.
Get out, because I didn't even know there was money at the end of Love Island. This is my first time watching Love Island, and I had no idea. I was like, so what is the draw? Like, why are they acting like they can't go home? Like, if you don't have a lover, why can't you go home?
Why do you press
There's money.
Yeah.
And then there's the portion where, like, you get to choose to split it with your partner that you make it to the end with as well. I didn't know any of that.
I know, they make it very dramatic at the end.
Yeah. I wanted to know what happened if Serena's the one that got the money in the, because I still wasn't trusting of her yet.
Yeah.
I wasn't, the way that she kept abandoning my man, I wasn't quite trusting of her yet. So I wanted her to get the money to prove that she actually fucked with him. But she did not, and he got it, and I'm like, see, I'll never know.
Because you know he was going to share that.
Yeah, of course he was. I know. He is such a good-hearted, nice young man.
So
and
sweet.
don't even get me started on Serena's fucking older brother. When they sat down and had that video chat with Serena's family, and Cordell came in and was like, what's good? You know, he's trying to be fun, whatever.
Yeah.
He says a curse word in front of Serena's sister and Serena's teenage niece. Okay? And he says, watch your mouth in front of my sister, in front of my niece.
Crazy.
Or what? Why do y'all keep saying that? Who are y'all keep telling me what I'm gonna do? Keep your name out. Watch your mouth. Keep your name out.
Crazy.
Huh?
I'm like, also, how old was the brother? Like, he was giving he was like Cordell's age or something.
Only around.
Like,
You're intimidated by
25.
Odell Beckham Jr.'s little brother. That's what you're intimidated by. You're mad that this man has a claim to fame and you're literally nobody. That's what you're mad about. Pathetic. Loser. Okay.
So bad. Yeah. It felt like he was like just trying to give Cordell a hard time.
Like he just needs to puff his chest out. Like it was like very man. Like I'm the dominant one here. Like
like I'm just taking up a lot of space.
Like spreading your leg. Like I hated it. It made me cringe so bad.
That was so awkward too. You could tell Cordell was like, oh.
Okay. Right, it was very.
Yeah.
Like, I had to turn it off. I was so mad. I was like, turn the TV off. Oh my god, everybody, because nobody was treating Cordell properly. That was my whole problem with the entire shit. Cordell was getting the short end of the stick. Oh, I can't even talk. Stick over and over and over again. I was tired of watching him get his little feelings hurt. He was just a sweetie.
He was like the purest person on the show.
He was so pure, and he needed to get his lick back, and that's why I'm glad he did what he did at Casa. Period. I'm sorry.
He got his group back.
He did some confidence.
They got it back together. Yes. They came back together in the end.
Yes.
All ended how it was supposed to, but I could not let him go that entire show being made a fool of repeatedly like that.
Oof. It's true.
Oh, okay, my last unpopular opinion. This is it. Okay, because since I'm on my unpopular opinions.
Gotta keep it going.
I liked Rob, and I thought he was mostly right.
Oh.
So you were with Rob when he took off his shirt and jumped in the pool and hid?
I don't have any comment for that specific instance. Aside from that instance, I thought Rob was mostly right.
What about his friendship with Aaron?
I legitimately thought their friendship was fine. I didn't have any. I understand. I understand the draw. Like, I understand people's hesitation. I'm just like, we don't really see men friendships that much, you know? So I'm like, I felt good that they have like a
bond,
a tight one. Like, I was like, no. And Rob, I will say, does not sugarcoat shit for his friends.
No,
Rob is like very.
He gave good advice.
He gives
fantastic advice to everybody. He gives like fantastic advice.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this makes me feel like you're a legitimate human being.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I just don't think he followed his advice that he gave.
And that was the main issue. It was like, okay, so you know the right answer for, and we all know people like that. Yeah. We all know somebody like that where it's like, oh, you're so smart, but you're so dumb in your own relationship. Why?
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go for your relationship advice because you're gonna tell me the right thing, but like you can't execute. And that's Rob. And I'm like, oh, that sucks, but like I just like Rob. I just do. And that's a problem.
The layer.
Right, here's me on some Olivia Rodrigo. Maybe I can fix him type shit. Like.
But when he said like, "Oh, you lost 3 tonight," what did you think of that? When he was gonna leave with Andrea. When
Andrea jumped, he was being
he was
so
like,
dramatic.
"Oh my gosh, how dare you guys!"
Honestly,
that was so dramatic.
I like drama. Honestly, I like. Okay, here's my thing, and I don't know if I'm just like. I'm probably a bird. That's really what it is. It's some bird shit. But I'm like, oh no, I like to watch men be emotional because we just don't see it as often. And I'm like, Rob is so uninhibited in who he is as a human. I appreciated that about him. Yeah. Even from the crying to, just like all of the behavior. Men only seem to be okay to show anger. And Rob showed me a good range of emotions that I was happy to see displayed from a man on television that we don't often see. That was my take on him.
I 100% agree. The thing I like the most about Rob is that he was emotional. He was into his emotions, and like you said, we rarely see that. Yeah. So even though he was very dramatic,
he was dramatic as fuck. He was a lot.
I was like, okay, yeah, he's not afraid to cry. He's not afraid to like tell people how he's feeling. Like the conversation with Leah, he was like, I want you to like see tell me how you're feeling.
Did y'all think that was manipulative? I honestly want to know because, like, I've heard a lot of thoughts on that. So what we're referencing is the conversation with Leah where they were having their big fight because he was starting to get interest in, I don't even remember who the other girl was. Andrea. He was starting to get interest in Andrea, but he was still coupled up with Leah at this time. And he was kind of telling Leah, like, oh, if this becomes a thing, I will definitely let you know. I do want to see about her, but I don't want to say that, like, I want her. Right. I want to see about her, but, like, I'll let you know if it becomes, like, something more serious.
I don't know. I didn't really like how he handled that conversation because Leah was the one who was initially upset, and then he made it seem like he was the victim.
I hate when people do that.
And he was like, yes, and he was like, you're not asking me how I'm feeling. And then he starts crying, and he jumps in the pool and rips off his shirt. I was like, Leah, right? I'm like, you're the one who is putting Leah in an uncomfortable position right now. Yeah,
totally.
So I just didn't like how he made it seem like Leah was the bad guy for making him feel some type of way.
Totally get that.
So
I hate when people do that. When I'm trying to tell you something, like, you upset me, and you're like, yeah, well, I only upset you because you... I'm like, oh, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. If you didn't have the big boy pants to say it before I was telling you something, don't put your big boy pants on now.
Yeah, don't start now.
Shut your mouth.
It's too late.
Yeah, staple it. I don't care if those are legitimate feelings. Hold it.
I definitely think Rob's a complicated one.
He is complicated. He's a really complicated. He's an onion.
He's an onion, guys.
Layers. The layers.
yeah, I can see why people felt like it is manipulative.
Yeah, me too.
But I appreciate what he was trying to do. Like, he was honestly just trying to say, I'm in a tough situation. This is how I'm feeling. And it felt like he just got overcome by his emotions in the situation.
Yes. That was my read on it.
It felt like that. Less like I'm being manipulative, but I'm just don't know how to handle this, and that's why he like went in the pool.
That was my exact read, right? I was like, oh, he doesn't know what to do with these emotions.
Yeah, literally. He's like, this is too much.
I gotta cool off.
Yeah, I'm not used to
hide.
Yeah.
I don't want the camera to see. Yeah,
literally,
that's what it gave
literally.
Yeah.
So I felt bad for Leah in that moment, but I also was like, oh, I could see that Rob was struggling.
A very yes and. Like, I'm like, you should not make it about you when somebody else is telling you their feelings. And also, having big feelings on television, you're a man, you're about to cry, you know you're not supposed to, quote unquote, cry, but you're having these feelings, and you're just like, ugh. And that's all.
Like, it makes sense.
That was it. Yeah, it made sense. And then Leah's response to Rob crying.
Oof.
When she said, like, I got the ick because you were crying like a bitch under the...
Brutal.
I felt like that was so rude. I felt like that was so mean. I was so mad at her. I was so mad at her for that.
Ate it up.
Yeah,
the
girlies ate it up.
I was like, you guys, we cannot reinforce these types of patriarchal standards.
So bad.
Patriarchy hurts on both sides, men and women. You cannot reinforce it when it's a man at the helm of it and not a woman. Are y'all being fucking for real? Y'all can't. Do you think? Do y'all have thoughts? Do you have brains? Please. It's pissing me off.
No, it's honestly giving, like, the point you said about maybe people just, they don't have a lot going on up here.
No.
I'm like, is there more than one thing that you can... You understand patriarchy only when it affects women?
Yeah, it's like you can't see the side from the male perspective.
He was feeling his feelings, and for Leah to call him out like that, it was funny. It was a funny little monologue, but I agree. Rob was just an emotional mess.
He was
Leah
a mess.
was clowning him.
What's
right?
his sign? I need to know his astrological sign. He gets Virgo or Scorpio, man. I don't know. Anyways, I'll check. Neither here nor there. What else? Is there anything else that y'all had?
How do we feel like Ariana did as host of the reunion?
Ooh, good question. I thought she did good.
Yes. She chimed in when she needed to. Like, when everyone was interrupting everyone, she was like, guys, Rob, finish what you want to say, right?
She did do that.
She interrupted when she needed to. So I thought she did a good job.
Yeah, that was my read on it, too.
Yeah.
And, sorry, go ahead.
Was there anybody else at the reunion there was a lot of people that didn't get to talk at the reunion.
Oh my gosh.
Most of them.
I would have been annoyed if I flew out. Hopefully they flew them out, because if not,
they did. I'm pretty sure they
like
did.
you paid for your outfit, your makeup.
They better had wardrobed and made
I
them
hope
up.
so.
They better.
Because if I came to New York and then I didn't get a word in, I would have been
crazy.
Annoyed.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Because it's not even like, oh, this is my like 10 seconds of fame. No, because you're just like background.
0 seconds.
0 seconds.
Yeah, couldn't say anything. Remember, did y'all see all the text messages that came out about Nigel and his ex-girlfriend?
No.
Oh, God, you guys.
Wait, what?
Y'all remember Nigel, right?
Yes.
His ex-girlfriend.
Was a bombshell.
Yes, he was a bombshell. Black guy.
Yes.
His ex-girlfriend on TikTok like released screenshots of their previous conversations, and he is at a baseline very manipulative.
Oh,
like actually like startlingly.
Oh no.
Like he's like, hey, I guess this is like coming off of them not talking for a while.
Yeah.
He says, hey, if I may offer you a piece of advice, go to the gym, wash your vagina, blah, blah, blah. Like,
oh, stop.
like actually
What?
No.
horrible things that you should just like never say to anyone.
Uh-oh.
It was actually disgusting, and I wanted him to answer for that. I'm like, hello, we gonna let Nigel the narcissist, and Leah the liar get away with everything? That's
murder.
crazy. That's crazy.
Dang.
Yeah, so I was pissed off that we didn't get to.
They should have addressed
that.
that.
They
That's
definitely. It was
annoying.
ugly. It was very. They needed a part 2 for this reunion.
Oh
This
my
needed
God.
They did need a part 2.
There was so much to unpack.
Because Kenny didn't get to speak. Cordell didn't get to speak.
Nothing.
Besides, like, laughing, you know.
Right.
Response
As
to
he does.
things. Yeah.
Ha-ha-ha.
Maybe he wasn't going to have much to say.
He was probably happy not to be in the hot seat for anything. He's probably like, woo.
Yeah, honestly, he's probably enjoying just, like...
Yeah.
And something else I was curious about, the whole Dea rumors about her being there for, you know,
Odell.
she's an Odell fan.
Yeah.
That wasn't
Like, we
addressed.
didn't hear about that at all.
Apparently what that was, allegedly, Daya commented on a photo with Odell Beckham Jr., but I saw her claim somewhere that her ex-boyfriend was also in the photo. It was a photo of Odell and her ex-boyfriend. And so she commented on her ex-boyfriend, more or less. And Odell was also in the photo. I don't know if her ex-boyfriend is a NFL player or what, but that was what I heard on the street.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I felt bad for Daya.
I can't even imagine the amount of like hate and comments she's getting. First of all, I don't get it. I'm like, why are people so mean on social media?
Really mean.
Like, I just don't understand.
Yeah.
But also, it's like, Serena and Cordell are happy, right? That's what matters.
Right.
Yeah. Like, what?
Daya didn't get him.
Really?
Damn,
yeah,
okay.
she didn't win, so let her be.
What are we so mad about?
Yeah. But she looked really good at the reunion.
She did.
She looked the best, honestly.
She did. She looked really good.
Slayed.
She really did.
Her and Janae. Janae looked chef's kiss. She was pissing me off.
The
she
makeup.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yes. Her hair looks good, but the
lace was more visible than it ever is.
I know.
And I would say, like,
really
Janae was
noticeable.
my wig goals on the show because I was like, babe, how is the lace just never visible?
Right.
Like, you got
She's
this
doing
lace
her
thing,
own
like...
hair, right?
especially right there, like, doing things in the
Wet.
pool.
Yeah, they're like water.
And, the games. I'm
like
like,
doing water games and all that shit. I just rarely
I was
saw
impressed.
Lace. And then I watched the reunion, I was like, that's weird. This feels like weird timing to
the reunion.
Okay.
Yeah.
But sure, I don't know. Beautiful girl. Beautiful girl. She's beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Happy for her and
Were
Kenny.
y'all satisfied, like, with the ending? Did it feel correct, Serena and Cordell winning?
It did feel correct.
Yeah.
They had the
arc. Yes.
I
They did have the arc.
Yes.
It felt correct. By the time that it ended and they did their little handshake at the end, I was like...
In their matching outfits.
So
I know,
cute.
like,
And their pink.
And I love to see a black girl, like an unambiguously black girl, win.
Yes.
That never happens. I love to see Janae get her just due as well.
Yes.
So I was really happy with the ending of that. Yeah, and I felt like Cordell got his lick back in a way that he needed to. So I was happy. Everything felt resolved to me.
Yes.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
Nicole and Kendall came in last.
Felt correct.
Taylor and Aaron didn't make the finale.
Well,
Felt correct.
Yeah, felt correct to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Who do we think is gonna last? Do you think any of them are gonna make it?
Maybe Janae and Kenny. Maybe.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
And I don't see it for nobody else.
Yikes.
Yeah, I think it's so interesting hearing your commentary on Serena and Cordell.
Mm-hmm.
When I was watching it, I felt like Serena was too good for him.
Really? No, I'm shocked. Okay.
Yes.
Wait, I'm so interested to hear more.
Because, right, I mean, I don't know.
Like pure shock.
I was actually very surprised by that.
Because it was so funny when she and Cordell were having conversations in the beginning, and she was like, "What are your goals and aspirations?"
Oh.
And he was like,
Jesus.
And I was like, oh. And right, like,
And
Serena.
that's what she was like, too. She was like, oh, okay.
And like Serena, right? She's the only one connecting concepts in her brain. Like
Yeah.
she's actually
Right.
Smartest one on the
yes,
island.
she's like seems really smart.
Right.
Like got her degree, all this stuff. And I just feel like are her and Cordell at the same level, right? Like he's younger than her. He acts really young.
It's like by 2 years. She's 24. He's 22.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it seems like a big
It
gap.
does
Right,
feel
it
like a
feels
big
really
gap.
big.
It did feel like a big gap.
It does.
I will say that.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, right, how Casa went down, even though I think Cordell wasn't really wrong for what he did, it just, like, seeing them go at it like that, and her sobbing on the floor, that was so bad.
That was brutal.
I was just like, I don't know if they really are a match. I don't know.
I'm not positive
not
about them being a
sure.
match either. I don't feel very confident in their relationship
Yeah.
now.
No.
You know?
No.
Yeah. Something's off. Something's amiss.
And I wonder if this like whole theme of her joking like, oh, I'm not that into you, or like he was like, oh, I'm proposing to be your girl, to be your boyfriend,
And she said
and
no.
she was like, oh no, I'm kidding. It's like, how long is that gonna work?
That's not funny.
Yeah,
like, is
after
he
I've
gonna,
legitimately
is he
rejected
gonna
by you
like
a bunch of
that?
times?
You
Yeah,
know?
it's not funny.
Like, I would not like that.
I wouldn't like it. I'm not amused.
Like, that's not a joke anymore.
It's
Let's
not.
move past
Let's
it.
move on.
Just say yes.
You're my girlfriend or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me a clear answer.
Yeah.
So that worries
I see
me
how
a
you
little.
arrived there. I do see how you arrived.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I would just like to point out, Daya was 28.
Wait, what?
Either 27 or 28. So you came into the villa for a 22-year-old?
Yeah.
Love you, girl. Do love you. I do.
That's...
Love you, girl.
It was a little suspect that
That's
she was like,
suspect.
I want Cordell.
It was
Right?
almost like
It was a little
too
suspect.
intense.
Weird at 28.
Right?
Yeah.
It's weird at 28.
Especially, like, we said Cordell's cute, but he wasn't, like, the hottest guy there.
No.
So it felt very weird that, like, she went right in for him.
Maybe she felt like me. Maybe as she was sitting in her hotel
That's fair.
watching the entire thing, she felt like Serena was mistreating him.
Yes.
And maybe that was more so her driving force than Cordell was her driving force. Because I can't imagine any 28-year-old in their right mind. Again, we've established that a lot of people are not in their right mind.
No.
Explicitly chasing a 22-year-old.
No.
There is
No way.
no pit in hell that is deep enough.
I can tell you, I would not do that.
Like, I'm just not doing it. The answer is no. No, I'm not doing it personally. So, do you all have anything?
Like you, this was my first time watching Love Island USA.
Yeah.
Like, I'd seen some of the UK seasons. I heard that US wasn't as good.
Yeah.
But I was pleasantly surprised. Like,
It was a good season.
Everyone was talking about Love Island, right? Like you, I was
So
not
was
planning on watching this season, but I was like, okay, I gotta catch up. I watched everything in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Was live for the finale, and
Nice.
I was not disappointed. It was a great season.
Yeah.
It was really good.
It was a really good season. This was a fantastic season. It was my first ever Love Island. I didn't watch UK. I didn't watch USA. Because I think one time I turned on UK before there was USA. And I saw black girls being mistreated in a way that made me
Yep, that's
upset.
fair. Yeah.
And I said, oh yeah, this is the one that I need to watch. We can turn it off. And so I
That's
just
normally
didn't
how
pick
it
up.
is.
Yeah, like in those little opening ceremonies where you get to stand forward for the girl that you want or something, like step.
I know.
And like nobody ever
like,
steps forward for the black girl. And I'm like, I can't watch this. Like this is actually disgusting. So, yeah, this one went well.
Yes.
We deserve.
Went well for us black women.
Black woman thrived.
One
this
of the
season.
first reality shows I've seen in a while where I actually was like, whoa, we're being loved, we're being desired,
Wow.
we're being supported.
And given grace.
Yes.
Because even as she mistreated Cordell, in my
Yes.
take, she was given grace for that by him.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And I feel like black
Yes.
women aren't always given grace.
No.
While I am being hard on Serena because I likely see myself in her, I appreciate that she ended up with the man in the end that she wanted. If she does really want him, I don't know. And I'm happy that the internet is not treating her horribly.
Because
I'm
she
happy
could have
about
easily
that.
been the angry black woman,
Yes.
right? Easily. But yeah, she was given grace. Cordell did not cut her off,
Nope.
right?
Yep.
Even after she smashed her breakfast.
And like, girl, oh my god. And he just walked around with them eggs on his titties. It was sad. It was just on his torso, stuff on there. It's like, Cordell, get it off at least. Oh my god, stand up. Please.
That was so funny. Oh my god.
She didn't play.
She did not.
She was strict.
She did not.
A
Serena
strict
did
girl.
not
She
play.
did not
That's
play.
for sure. Ooh. Wow.
But despite that, she won.
She
was
won.
given grace.
Yep.
Yes, she won.
And it was a good ending to a great season.
Yep.
The reunion underwhelmed for me.
Okay.
Disappointed, one would say.
Disappointed.
I feel disappointed.
Right?
I feel overwhelmed and disappointed. Is how I feel about the reunion personally. Or overwhelmed with irritation
Yes.
and ire
Yes.
and disappointment.
Yeah, I agree. That like kind of tainted my taste.
Yes, 'cause
right.
I
of
felt
the
so
season.
good about the season.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, was I tricked?
Right.
Like I thought PPG, they were like this fun friendship goals
Right.
group. Now I'm like, we're all the mean girls and
It's giving-
isolating
Right.
everyone.
And we're the
Bullies.
editors like trying to play us the whole season. I thought that too.
Yeah.
I'm like, they must have been like this the whole season.
Right, because
But we didn't see
We've
that.
been bamboozled
Yep.
and hoodwinked.
Right.
Yep.
Because the Casa girls were like, they're so mean to us.
Right, and we were like,
The whole
where,
time,
babe?
right? But we didn't
Yeah.
see that.
I mean, here, babe, I guess.
No.
Let's talk about Leah's faces at the reunion. Let's talk about, you know what? I'm not even talking about the obvious whatever was wrong with Leah's Botox or whatever was going down here. I'm talking about the facial
filler,
expression
right.
she was making
Yes.
throughout the reunion.
Was not having it.
You could just tell she's getting, the head is way too fucking big off those 3 million
Too
followers.
big.
It's way too big off the 3 million followers.
Way too big.
She feels like this is her show.
Yes.
She feels like she is
Giving
Love
Queen
Island, and
bee.
she's like
Ugh.
telling you, hey guys, you know, she just wouldn't stop fucking talking.
It was awful.
She was like, to all my fans, to my 3 million followers,
Right.
please stop bullying.
No bully.
No!
Love
Stop. Love y'all. No bullying. And then proceeds to yell at everyone on the couch.
Right.
Belittle everyone on the couch. Get out of here.
proceeds to believe exactly that.
And it's like she didn't have a poker face or didn't want to. It's like every time someone was talking, she had the craziest reaction, and I was like, girl, fix your face.
Right.
It looks
all
crazy.
The laughing and all the,
it was like
side
very
eyes.
disrespectful.
It was disrespectful.
And rude.
Yeah. She's a rude girl.
Very.
She's a rude girl.
And I'm like, why does that resonate with so many people?
Right. What is it about Leah that's like, oh, that's so me?
Yeah, I'm like,
what does that say?
Yeah, what does that say about you?
No, because everyone's like, Leah's so relatable. And I'm like,
not to me.
Not to me.
That's not how I
would
would act.
Call a man a bitch for crying.
Ooh.
I was talking to my boyfriend about that, and he was like, this is like every man's greatest fear. Like, you become vulnerable.
Oh my
you
gosh.
finally, have this vulnerable moment, and then you're called a bitch, or you're, you're demasculinized. I can't remember the damn word right now. And then he was like, you'll think that every time you go to be vulnerable in the future with other women, and you will think that's gonna be thrown in your face, and you're gonna be harmed for it later on.
That's such a fair point.
And he was like, and also, men who are watching this with their partners think that their partners think it, even if their partners haven't said it.
Yeah, like if they like Leah, they're like, oh well.
If you're like telling a man to his face it's okay to cry, and then behind his back you're like, oh, you're a bitch for fucking, you gave me the ick when I watched you cry.
Such a bad
and
one.
As you watch girls on the internet be like, oh, queen, go off, what did she say, pussy pop?
Yeah.
Whatever. If you're like, oh, queen, go off, yeah, he was a bitch for fucking crying, and you watch all girls do that on the internet,
be like, slay,
you think that's how women think.
Yeah.
And now we're perpetuating the cycle of men not being able to be vulnerable, of toxic masculinity, and all of that same shit. It is a bigger deal that it was not made a big enough deal for my personal taste. That was detrimental to society as a whole. That one moment was detrimental, generally.
Especially since Leah made light out of it, and people ate it up and are laughing and have made it a meme and are posting it on TikTok. Like, the care that should have been there has not been.
And for her to come out with the most popular person after doing all of this,
like,
tells you again, people don't give a fuck about
really
men.
Concerning.
People don't give a fuck about men and their feelings. People don't. And we keep saying we want men to have their feelings and tell us. People don't care.
Clearly not. If you're a Leah fan, that's not what it's giving. Yeah. I hope Rob doesn't stop being emotional.
I really hope he doesn't. And I hope other men don't feel like all women feel like Leah.
We don't.
That is very much.
No.
I genuinely do not at all.
Not at all.
Not even a little.
I'm not one of her followers.
Not even a piece. Not even a piece do I feel like that at all. Did y'all watch Perfect Match like a few seasons ago?
Yeah.
Yes.
And Dom was always crying.
Yeah. Yes.
I also felt like it was good that there was that type of representation of like a very masculine, big black man with locks crying on television. I was like, oh, this is really good for us as a society. And then I go online and it's just lots of people being like, I could not take this big ass nigga crying. Like, I cannot. Blah, blah. And I'm like, we have not progressed. We have not progressed. This is bad. This is bad.
Ooh.
It's late. We have a presentation tomorrow. We are speaking at Podcast Movement. It is 12:11 a.m. We are speaking in exactly 12 hours.
We are.
In 12 hours and 4 minutes. We are speaking. We haven't practiced. If you're wondering, we haven't.
Wish us luck.
So we're probably going to do that. But thank you for listening.
Yes.
Can you tell the people where they can find you on the internet, y'all?
Yes. So Shelby and I, we are Sisters Who Watch Podcast. You can follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and give us 5 stars wherever you listen. And you can follow us on all our social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn. We're there all at Sisters Who Watch.
Yes.
And per usual, you can find me at BPLP Pod across all social media platforms. You can email me at blackpeopleofparamore@gmail.com with any thoughts that you have. And I hope you liked this episode.
Yes.
I did. I had a really good
so
time.
fun.
Thanks for coming, y'all.
Thank you for having
Thank you for having us.
And we're playing in person. So fun.
Yeah, very fun actually. Okay, bye y'all.
Bye.